So this is the long-promised debt lusher. First I've got to explain exactly how this works and what it's got to do with your liver. It's actually easier to explain this in German because debt, guilt and blaming all use the same word with different endings. But in English, of course, we don't. We just like to make things more complicated. However, what is debt? Now, it's a concept that you must give somebody else something in exchange for something which you already have, or maybe don't have. Which, in the sense of abundance consciousness, is quite a nonsensical concept. However, the way in which you get into debt is through resonance with debt. And the way you get into resonance with debt is through guilt. And the way you get into resonance with guilt is through blaming. So this is how you create this vicious circle. So, what happens is that you get laid lots of guilt on top of you from people around you, as a child, and later at work, call it mobbing then, but it's all the same thing basically. Incidentally, this is also the transmission to dissolved mobbing. So all this guilt which is laid onto you, and guilt is actually nothing other than the expectation to be punished for something which has not happened. That's what guilt really is. It's just a complete manipulation tool. So, in order to get rid of these guilt feelings, which will actually make you quite ill, your body tries to push them out. Now, your mind then says, well, to push them out, I need to give them a direction. And the direction you give them is blaming. So you give the guilt to someone else. And so you push guilt into your external energy fields with which you react with the world. And this establishes a resonance. So this blaming, which actually can't go anywhere else, it's got to stay by you because nobody else is responsible for your life. Nobody else can make a decision about your life. Only you can do it. So this energy stays with you and brings you into resonance with the corollary of blaming, which is debt. Okay? As I said, it's easier in German because the words are the same. But this is how it works. You get guilt feelings laid upon you from others. Your natural reaction, immune reaction, is to push them out. And the ego reaction is to push them out in the form of blaming. And this just brings you into resonance with this vicious circle of debt. And so what we're actually going to do, we're going to remove the blaming triggers from your liver energy. And this stops the circle. So the guilt will just evaporate. You will stop creating a resonance with debt, and the debt will also evaporate because you've stopped holding on to it. You've stopped drawing it in. This is how it works. Okay. I think there are going to be 2 transmissions, but it's interesting because I haven't actually done the transmissions yet. I don't know whether there's going to be 2 or 3. So keep your eye open for the notes. Increasing intensity, and work with whichever is comfortable for you. Maybe even the first one will be uncomfortable right at the beginning, but as soon as that repeating the first one has become comfortable to you, then go on to the second, etc. The principle is the same, we've done it lots of times. So let's just go now to the first transmission.